I know you guys just got off of strike and obviously had a lot of downtime. What was something that you either were looking forward to watching while you weren't working, or something that surprised you that you watched while you were waiting for the strike?
Yeah.
Anything. I didn't watch anything. Three kids under the age of 10. It's, you know, it's just consuming. It's all consuming.
It is. I did watch Top Gun Maverick for the first time, which was awesome. Beyond that, yeah, it's been like Cocoa Melon or whatever.
So much Bluey. So much Bluey. I almost had to go as Bandit for Halloween. And it wasn't up until the last minute when my daughter decided that she didn't want to go as Bluey, she wanted to go as a black cat. And I was like, oh, thank God. But then I saw somebody else in like the mom Chili's costume, and it was just a onesie. And I was like, oh, I could have done that. I was very comfortable right now. I was saying this in a meet and greet. My wife watches a show called Gilded Age, and it's from the people who did Downton Abbey. And I, by proxy, have kind of watched that show and gotten into it a little bit, but it's a soap opera. It's good.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with soap operas.
So,
I know. Personally.
Since the strike, during the days of your lives, did you have a chance to watch the Gilded Age soap opera? It's just an honest question from one friend to another.
Did I?
Did you what?
You talking to me this whole time? What? What?
Who?
Nothing.
What should I watch? If I have time to watch anything before we go back to work. Porn? That was your outside voice.
No. Born, like the Born identity.
Porn. I haven't seen it. It's on my ears. Approved terror?
Camp Terror?
Camp Terror streams everywhere in February.
Camp Terror, it's not even on. You're gonna love it. But watch it next year when it comes out.
Between now and December, what should I watch? Camp Terror, it's out in February.
Listen, I got a great show for you. I do. I got a great show. I'm gonna be on it. I don't even know what it is yet, but stay tuned.
Also, I don't know if y'all all heard this, but literally, it's like, hey, if I have 1 month to watch something, anything, what should it be? Hey, there's something that streams everywhere, Camp Terror. It's out in like 7 years. How do you know it streams everywhere? I'm so confused right now. It's gonna be great. So I love Camp Terror. She's all about it. I'm gonna watch it just so when I see you next time, I'll be like,
I knew that girl. She yelled at me and she said she was.
are you on Camp Terror or something?
You part of the distribution company? What's happening? I don't.
This seems like a shameless plug now.
Oh, not now. It was immediately when she opened her mouth.
Camp Terror, I'm about to write it. It's gonna stream everywhere. Alright, I'll watch it, Camp Terror. But do you have any advice on what to watch? No,
She's left. She's like,
that's okay. That's
done with this
You
conversation.
know what? I got enough work to do with Camp Terror, so we'll get to it.
I did watch all of a little show called Jim V. Genevieve. Gen V. No, the boy spinoff. And I was like, oh, I should probably watch I was curious to see how bad I looked. So I was like, oh, I'll watch the scene. But I ended up watching the whole episode. Then I was like, well, now I want to see everything. So I went back and started from the beginning. Now I've seen it all, and I'm called Kripke, and I was like, how many hit shows does one man need to get, like, calm down. What are you compensating for, Eric? He probably killed me with an insult that I blocked out of my head. But, yeah, Jim B's great, and Camp Terror apparently is not on. Yeah. Girl in the middle, who are you? Oh, okay, there it is.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Alicia from New Zealand. And I've been watching the show since I was 13 and I'm now 30.
Okay, so you're born in 93, we came out in 2005, you caught it a year later, and caught up. Yeah.
I feel like I've been Camp Terror all the time. Okay.
Amazing, thank you.
Do you have any questions?
So now you're on new shows now. What is something that maybe you took for granted when you're on Supernatural and then didn't realize until you were on those new shows?
I'm going to give an answer that's going to sound like a joke, but I'm very serious. I mean, that sounds dramatic also. I think this is the honest answer. I think I took for granted the city of Vancouver. You know, I think Ackles and I did a really good job in the last probably 2 or 3 years of if we had a late call, like we were night shooting at 6 p.m., we'd go sneak off and ski, like in one of the mountains or go for a bike ride or something. But often, because you're just working, and I didn't have an excuse. Like, Jen and the kids and Danielle and the kids were not even in Vancouver most of the time. They were at home, watching them, taking them to school and stuff. But I don't think I took enough advantage. I think I kept kind of waiting for life to finally happen to me, as opposed to realizing that life was happening. You know, so I think I still do it sometimes, but that's all.
I'll say one, and this, he'll back me up on this one. The set, I guess what, the set temperature, the set, the vibe on set, the atmosphere, the culture that was our set. It really kind of became what it was organically between he and I, and between the directors and the other actors and the producers and the crew, really specifically the crew. But it naturally established this really, really fun, welcoming, nurturing culture on set that as guest stars would come on, they would comment on it, and they'd be like, this is the best place to work. Like, you guys have so much fun, there's no drama, everybody's here having a good time. We've heard about this, it has a reputation of being really fun, and he and I'd be like, oh, that's cool. Never really thinking like that it was never done by design. It just naturally happened with he and I. Now, he and I both know how precious that is, and we both understand that in order to achieve something like that, you got to put in certain kinds of work. We were doing the work unknowingly. We were just being our normal selves and just treating everybody as equal. And I take that knowledge now, moving forward, stepping onto other sets. And I'm very hyper aware of the culture of those sets, and I do anything I can to make it a welcoming, fun, entertaining space to create. So that's one thing.
Cool. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
One of my favorite things about Supernatural is the music, and I was curious if you guys remember your first concert experience and who was it that you went and saw?
Yep. I remember, I don't remember which one's first, but in San Antonio, I saw In Vogue, Open Front No Eyes. And not a word of a lie, my mom, I don't remember which was first, but for my birthday, I really wanted to go to this other concert so my mom took me. And I like begged, and my birthday passed, couldn't get tickets, Christmas came, I got tickets or whatever. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm not fucking kidding. It was TMNT, yeah. And I'm proud of that.
In Vogue?
It was In Vogue, Vanilla Ice. Yes! All of the album. That's part of like 92 or something.
Were you two ninjas to quit?
You're never gonna get it.
All right. Mine's not quite as embarrassing. My first concert, my mother took me to with her sister, my aunt, and I don't remember. I gotta get the story. I forget why I went, and like my brother and my sister. Well, I don't think my sister wasn't born yet, but I don't know why my brother didn't go. I was
You just said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
yeah, he was in vogue with you. But I was 6 years old, and it scared the crap out of me. It was at Texas Stadium, and it was Michael Jackson Thriller tour. It was my first concert ever. And I was terrified because all the lights went down, and then these big monsters started coming out on stage. And then, I mean, it was like, oh my gosh, what's that? And then the roar of the crowd. I'd never been in a crowd that big. And then he came out and he just blew the roof off the place. That's why it doesn't have a roof. And then the first concert that I went to on my own volition was Van Halen with St. Anthony.
Thank you. Hi.
Hello, I'm Kim from London.
Hi.
Hi.
Is it Kim with a C or a K?
What?
Kim with a C or a K?
Hey. I know. Nice to grow up with you both.
Oh, sure. Yeah, great. Thanks.
Well, Sam never turned 40, by the way, so I'm not 40 yet. It's very clear that you both work so hard, and it must be so hard being under constant scrutiny and under the spotlight. How do you both prevent burnout?
I don't think we do. That's a great question. I mean, yeah, like that's an awesome question. We burn out all the time. Yeah, and then we have moments like this with y'all. We remember why we like to stay lit, you know, and so just kind of burn out, flame. We like to get like this.
You've been hanging on to that one since you
I have.
You had that locked and loaded, ready to go, man.
Like, as your hand came over, it's like, yes,
Yes, do it.
I don't think, honestly, all the jokes aside, I think we do burn out. I know I do. Speaking for myself, I burn out a lot. I get exhausted. And then and I think Sam and Dean did as well. I think a lot of the characters, if not all of them that we played, have burnt out, within the scripts. And you kind of remember, like, why you keep fighting, like why you get back up, and you borrow, you could borrow a little help from your friends until you kind of fake it till you make it, and you're like, okay, now I'm back on track, and I'll keep it together. It gets tiring, for sure, but I think ideally the good that we're able to be a part of, and the families we've built and been invited to become part of, certainly give me energy and keep me up and at it, and motivated.
We also started doing this at an early age, where we really kind of conditioned ourselves to just work this way and work this hard and continually, keep going. Like the strike and the pandemic were like pretty bad for he and I. Like we don't know how to like turn it off, but like really, really kind of like shut it down. And our wives know it too, because they're like, you need to get back to work. Yep. Because we've been doing it for so long. It's just it's how we're wired. But like he said, yeah, we burn out on occasion, but we also know that this is what fuels us. So it's easy to recover and jump back in the pool. When you love it and when you have been doing it this long, we wouldn't still be doing this if we didn't love it and it didn't fuel us in some way. So yeah, I think that's, and we have really good wives, and we have amazing children, and we have great friends, and we have an incredible extended family that inspire us and I think give us the energy to kind of keep going through those moments of exhaustion. So.
Well, hopefully you get some rest.
We do. Thank you.
Rest is more.
I'd like to ask, what was your very first acting role, like in school?
I don't recall.
Not in school. I mean, because I did like drama class as just an art elective because I couldn't draw and I didn't want to join the choir. You had to pick, like, you had to pick an art elective. It was whether it was like band or choir or theater or art or photography or whatever. And I was just like, well, drama seems the least intrusive. And I'll say that my first like big production, like high school production, was Cyrano de Bergerac. I played Christian, who was the dummy who couldn't speak. So we had to have Cyrano speak for him to woo the lady. But I was like maybe a junior or freshman in high school when I did that. And then my senior year I ended up doing West Side Story. But yeah, that was probably the first big one that I did was that high school production.
The first legit role I can recall doing, funny enough, we talked about this morning, was Mercutio. Yeah. You're saying it like I did a good job. I don't think anybody would sit through it. My mom saw it. I don't think I had if my son did it and did the job I did, I'd probably buy a ticket, wait for the audience to sneak out. There was a play called Candida that I did. I did a bunch, I don't recall the first one, but it was all stuff that was way, like we were doing Shakespeare and like William Saroyan, Eugene O'Neill, stuff that high schoolers don't really grasp yet, but it got me curious. And so I knew I wanted to be good enough to make sense of it someday. Yeah, anyway.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ruth, and I'm wondering if you have a passion or a topic that you can confidently teach a class, maybe this audience, about for like an hour or two.
I couldn't confidently teach anything for an hour.
That's a great question. Now I feel really bad about myself. I can play pretend. I can what? Act like a teacher? I'd love to.
I think he and I could probably both fill 60 minutes up with set knowledge.
For sure.
With set,
For sure.
not just how to act, but I think the entire